small Murrumbidgee town in the Riverina. Lots of merino sheep country, lots of wide spaces, wheat, they grow wheat, crops, canola, and also a destination for Ned Kelly and his gang. Welcome to another episode of TREV'S Bushland Adventures. Yes, I'm right here in New South Wales in a town called Jerilderie. So we're just going to look about, see what's here, a bit of history, and of course this is Luke Park, and we have a beautiful lake, Jerilderie Lake. So we're just going to see what we can see. Let's go. Jerilderie is a small rural town in the southern Riverina region of New South Wales, Australia. It is part of the Murrumbidgee local government area. It can be found along the Newell Highway, 674 kilometres southwest of Sydney and 45 kilometres north of the Victorian state border. This is also where Ned Kelly and his gang robbed the Jerilderie Bank. Where am I? I'm in Jerilderie town, and I'm just about to go and have lunch at the Royal Mail Hotel here in Jerilderie. And this is where Ned Kelly held up the pub. He held up about 30 people. He held them, and so he robbed them many places, especially the hotel, the bank. So he held the people here at the Royal Mail Hotel so him and his gang can go and rob the bank. There were 5 other buildings that he robbed. So he travelled all the way up to here to Jerilderie to deliver a letter. And that letter is original, and that is still around today here at the Jerilderie. I think it's at the museum, I think, and so I'm just going to have a bit of lunch here at what they call Kelly's Bistro, I think it is. At Kelly's Bistro, yeah, there it is. And you have a takeaway as well. And so this is the place. The Royal Mail Hotel. Ned Kelly and his gang held 30 people hostage overnight in the Royal Mail Hotel, where Ned Kelly wrote the famous Jerilderie letter, which documents Kelly's passionate pleas of innocence and desires for justice for both his family and the poor Irish settlers of Victoria's northeast. It has also been described as the Ned Kelly Manifesto and remains the only source providing a direct link between the Kelly gang and the actions they are accused of. Jerilderie has rare windmills of unusual design. Both are situated on National Route 39, which provides a straight run from Victoria to the Queensland tropical coast. The windmill was produced by the Steel Wings Company in North Sydney between 1907 and 1911, with only 6 models ever erected. In 1989, members of the Lions Club, then Jerilderie Shire Council, repaired and refurbished the windmill with 2 people, spending some 600 hours to bring it to its present working condition, pumping 9 litres per revolution from the Billabong Creek to the Jerilderie Lake, using a 15 centimetre draw plunger with a 48 centimetre stroke. The Jerilderie windmill, the larger of the 2, stands 17 metres high with a 9 metre fan. The Jerilderie Steel Wings windmill, built in 1910, was transported by rail from Sydney and then by bullock wagon to Coolpix Station for Samuel McCarthy to provide water to the station's homesteads, ram sheds and dams and the channel system. The mill suffered storm damage in 1977 and it was offered to the town to a historical exhibit and placed in Luke Park, which was named after Thomas Raymond Luke, 1907-1979, who was one of the main stirrers of the construction of the lake. Imagine having a windmill of that size. It's one of the largest windmills in Australia, but that's not the only one. There is another one in Queensland, so I believe, at a place called Taroom, Shire of Taroom. So somewhere it's in the central Queensland highlands. So this one is in Jerilderie. It was built in Coolpix Station, which is north from here, a very remote area, sheep country, very flat. And so here in Jerilderie, massive, isn't it? Steel wings. Jerilderie is an irrigated farming centre. The area around Jerilderie produces a quarter of all tomatoes grown in Australia, as well as being a prime merino stud region. Additionally, Jerilderie has a diverse number of crops of rice, wheat and canola, and a number of cattle farms. The town has 2 primary schools, a golf course, 3 pubs and a hospital, which was the first in regional Australia to operate with solar power. This hospital has now been rebuilt as a multi-purpose medical centre that incorporates an emergency room, aged care beds and palliative care beds. The town has Australian rules football team competing in the Picola and District Football League. Here at Luke Park is also a memorial park of war artillery and a memory of the soldiers. So here in the main street of Jerilderie is the Royal Mail Hotel, and this is where Ned Kelly and his gang held up 30 hostage. The old printery building, home to a fantastic Ned Kelly collection. A great spot to visit if you're a Ned Kelly buff, or even if you know very little. The Ned Kelly gang held up the local bank. More than £2,000 was stolen before Kelly and his gang walked to the telegraph office.
I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
And this is the main centre of Jerilderie in its modern times. It's just a reminder of the early days of what it used to be.
You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great.
The Kennedy family were the pioneers who first took up the property known as Mary's Creek Run, the station which surrounded the site of the town of Jerilderie. After John Powell first built in 1859, William Davidson arrived in Jerilderie and he chose the site of the official village to settle on, being the Cape region. He had evidently noted the survey in 1852. William Davidson then constructed a brick kiln, the bricks from which he erected a house, hotel and a blacksmith shop.
Now this is one of Ned Kelly and his gang, Dan Kelly, Joe Byrne, came here to have their horses shod. Yeah, in 1878, long time ago. Yeah, so this is one of the places. We're Jerry's Lane here at Jerilderie, and what we have here is the post office and telegraph. Post and telegraph office, going back 1871, before being converted to Jerilderie's post and telegraph office in 1876. Ned Kelly and his gang walked to the telegraph office here and chopped down the telegraph poles. He and his gang held up 30 people hostage overnight at the Royal Mail Hotel. The Travellers' Rest Hotel, which is known as the Albion Hotel, formerly. It was used for Ned Kelly and his gang before they departed from Jerilderie to head back to Victoria. They did all the deeds, they did all the robberies. They got their money's worth. And with a few drinks with their mates before heading back to Victoria. And after we leaving the Travellers' Rest for Ned Kelly and his gang, we're gradually starting to walk along the Horgan's Walk, which is known as, and we are approaching Powell's Bridge. And this bridge crosses the Billabong Creek. Of course, Powell's Bridge in the early days of the village. And here we are
crossing Powell's Bridge, crossing Billabong Creek. And we are starting to enter an area which is known as the Mini Railway. It's an abandoned area which was used in its heydays for using mini train, especially for the children. And now it's in disrepair. Now I'm at the mini rail area where they used to have train rides, mini train rides. Now it looks like it's pretty well abandoned, so it looks like it's never been used for quite some time, full of spider webs around. So I think Jerilderie, you need to get your act together, get this, get these mini rail rolling. There's full of spider webs everywhere. Look at that. Tickets. It's full of spiders. Look at that. There's a golden orb spider. Look at that. See if you can see it. Oops. She's made her nest. Can't see very well. I can't get it focused very well. Anyway. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. It's a beautiful day today. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's just nice here in Jerilderie. Of course, during the summertime it gets very, very hot up here. Yeah, so we're nowhere near the mountains or anything. We're a long way from the mountains. So we're actually north from Wangaratta, from where I come from. So there's lots of nature, bushland, very dry too, very around here. Look, very dry around here. And a bit of a playground there for kids. I don't know whether they have anything going here. Maybe the swings over there tells its history. They'll probably be talking. Look at the old track levers on the left. Yeah. Now look at this. This must be very old. What's this? Jerilderie Dairy. Must be owned by a dairy.
Where's Dandy? Maybe a Deniliquin? I don't know. So if anybody knows where, anybody knows about Dandy Dairy here in Jerilderie, please let me know your story. And of course this is the back of the willows. The willows. Wind in the Willows. Remember that movie? Yeah, this one. Sneeze weed. Maybe that's what that is. True. Make you sneeze? I did. Perhaps that's what it does. We're just walking by the river there here in Jerilderie, behind some the places where Ned Kelly held up, and we're here by the river. It's called, that runs into the Murrumbidgee. Pretty low. This is what we call a humpy. A humpy that was used is a small temporary shelter made from bark and tree branches, and was traditionally used by the Australian Aborigines. And you'll remember I took films of things like this sometime on my channel, and one of my adventures. That was the Quat Lookout at the Warby Range. There was a number of these. They were made by the Aborigines. So these were actually would be replicas. They probably built these just as a replica, what the Aborigines used to shelter. And also you'll find some of these also up at near Stanley. That was the Magic Forest. Remember that? Yeah.
Prior to the European settlement, the Jerilderie region was inhabited by the Geethai Aborigines, and the name Jerilderie is thought to derive from their word for reedy place. This is a trail to the old school site where Ned Kelly held up, he bailed up the principal and I believe the teachers. I don't know how many teachers were at the school, but also children, I believe. So this is not the only place that he held up, because he held up the bank, the hotel, police station, the post office and the school. And this is the old school site. It's all abandoned.
I guess this would be the site of the old school here at Jerilderie. With an old gate. God almighty. It's old. You got to remember too, when we had the big flood in October, this would have been absolutely flooded. Yeah. I think the water, where I'm standing now, where I'm walking, the water would be over my head. So, Ned Kelly, of course, came here. He robbed a lot of places. He robbed the school, he robbed the bank, he robbed the hotel, held up people. He held up the school children too. And, yeah. Went to the bank, and I believe went to the bank, held up the bank manager and tied him up while Ned Kelly went to the bathroom and had a bath. Ned Kelly had a bath, yeah, that was at the school. But he didn't do much harm to the school children. He just bailed everybody up while he goes and robs the bank. Now this is what we know as the swimming hole. During the summertime, kids swim in this river. As you can see, the ropes dangling down off the trees. Now this was once a swimming pool complex. It's all abandoned. Nothing here, but used to be change rooms and all sorts. That's got dating back to 1930s, 1940s. All abandoned. And of course over the other side of that river is where we'll be going. We'll be winding back to the mini railway. That's where we were before. Now we're going across that bridge from the old swimming pool complex. Well, it used to be. Now it's known as the swimming hole, the old swimming hole. Now I don't know, actually there are ropes dangling off the trees, so it must be a very popular area during the summertime. Look at these fences full of mud. Yes, I think these are remnants from the flood they had back in October last year. The flood, the water would have been over this bridge, complete. Would have been a complete mass of water. As you can see how high the flood of the river would have been humongous. Yeah. There we are. Let's see what's up here. They've got signs around, notice, like information of the area where we walk. Now what's this? A Lover's Lane. Walking down Lover's Lane. And this goes through the Jerilderie Caravan Park. Okay. So, Lover's Lane. Where are you, love? Oh. Under the trees, playing mothers and fathers. That's what I used to do when I was a little kid. I had a girlfriend. We played mothers and fathers where I used to live. It was a park. And I've always known as Mothers and Fathers Park. I think this could be one of them here in Jerilderie. Look at that old seat. Gosh mighty. Made of a log. Of course, that's the back of the mini railway. They might get it going one day. I guess they'll probably need some fundraising money. I don't think the council will foot the bill at the moment. I suppose they've got enough money on their hands now since the flood. And this probably would have been damaged by a flood too, this railway line. And I guess it takes a lot of money to restore all this area. Would have been wonderful. And it's a shame the way it's all been left abandoned. But, you know, you just never know. Someone might come along, pay a heap of money and restore the old place. Now just walking along, look at this. It's a body, it's a body of an old vehicle, an old car or truck, a tyre, been left abandoned. Jesus, that must have been here for a long, long time. Very well rusted. Probably would have been covered by water when they had the flood. Oh yeah. Unbelievable. With the continued growth of the town and the development of the sheep and wool industry over the years, there became the need for control and development of local facilities and services such as roads, bridges and water supply. The Tuggenwall railway line is closed. That linked Jerilderie to Narrandera in the north and Tuggenwall to the south. The line commenced at Narrandera station and then headed southwest to Tuggenwall station, where there was a breakup of gauge in the Victorian Railways Goulburn Valley from Shepparton. The line was opened to Jerilderie in 1884, extended to Berrigan in 1896, Finley in 1898 and Tuggenwall in 1914. The line was closed south of Jerilderie in 1986 and to the north 1988. That's down south. Let's head towards Tocumwell. And so the rail line, as you can see, a little bit of rail line on the ground, on the road, and it goes into Jerilderie. It's only south from Jerilderie, that's where we are. It's only a few k's out. And very flat country. It's all sheep country, mixed grazing, and they grow canola, wheat. Yeah. Now, what a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's so much history here in Jerilderie, and so much history being preserved. I want to congratulate you people in Jerilderie, the council, the history people who maintains the history of the area, and I really congratulate you for that. And so now, of course, the big windmill behind me, that's the steel wings. The steel wings. I'm not too sure whether that's the biggest windmill in Australia. I'm not too sure. It could be, but I believe there is one in Robinvale, Victoria, which is right up to the Murray, towards Mildura. And I think you might agree, because that I have been there years ago at Robinvale, and that windmill is absolutely huge. Absolutely. I think it's more bigger than the one behind me. But this one is made of steel. It's steel. And one like this one is up in Queensland, so I believe, as I said. And so anyway, I'm going to finish this one, and I hope you enjoyed here in Jerilderie. Make sure you come for a drive. It's only, what, 2-hour drive from Wangaratta. Or probably be about an hour's drive from the Murray River of Yarrawonga. Now, my next adventure will be going to Finley, which is not all that far, probably the next town from here, I think it is. Finley, it's Lake Finley, and going to have a look around the surrounding area. I shall see you there. Bye.